Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check these headlines out. Bitcoin ban just won't go away. There's more damning links to Hinman and Ethgate. Oh my goodness, you're going to want it. And we got a quick update for the SEC versus Ripple. We're going to talk about that. And also more solutions coming to the XRP ledger. And I tell you, it's a death by 1,000 cuts for everybody else. We're looking at a crypto cliff this morning, ladies and gentlemen. 53-cent XRP. Technical analysts are going to tell us what to look for. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check this out. It is just a terrible day for crypto, but is it? $1.583 trillion market cap for crypto this morning. Whoo, do I love the smell of crypto in the morning, even on mornings like this. It's May 9th, 2022, everybody. Good morning. And check this out. We're off by 5.7% on the crypto space for market cap. Right now, Bitcoin is $32,900, Ethereum $2,300, XRP coming in at 53 cents, 2 for $1. What? I think you know what I'm going to do. Don't tell Mrs. Backup, okay? Don't tell her. That's what I'm going to do. But look at this, 12.1% down on the 7-day, but 7.1 in the last 24 hours. Oh, it's fallen off a cliff. And we're going to talk about this crypto cliff before we get out of here a little more today. You're going to want it too. Right now, ranging between 53 cents on the bottom and 59 on the top. We will keep an eye on it. Let's take a look at this. Remember, the valuation for the special drawing right, the SDR, the basket with the 5 major currencies in it, including the US dollar being the most weighted currency, that revaluation is coming up. It's every 5 years, and they bumped it last year to July 31st, 2022. We're just a couple months away from that, and we want to see what happens, at least I do, to the US dollar in that basket, as well as the other currencies, and how they get possibly revalued or devalued, right? And speaking of devalued, banks warn of a recession and the highest inflation in 40 years. This is Jason Cousins telling us this from GlintPay. And we know gold, look at gold's chart, a cup and handle right here. Woo-wee. Now imagine if there's a devaluation of the US dollar and some of the other currencies in that basket for the SDR. And we already know that inflation is at 42-year high right now and calls for it to go higher. What do you think's going to happen to gold? And I know that's why I've been diversifying with GlintPay, and gold is security. Glint is the key. And I tell you, it really is. And you can get it underneath the video in the link. I buy gold on my GlintPay app, and it stores, and I can spend it if I choose to on my debit card. It is physically allocated to you. You buy enough of it, you can have it even delivered to you as well. Take a look right here, because things are still on the table when we're talking about the proof of work Bitcoin ban. Chief Strategy Officer of $5 billion crypto asset manager CoinShares says governments are going to try to ban Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And you start looking back on what Chris Larson has been calling for personally himself for Bitcoin to move from proof of work to proof of consensus, or proof of stake, really what you're seeing there is he's really proving that he is an advocate for Bitcoin. He doesn't want to see Bitcoin get snared up because of the proof of work issue. I think we all realize at this late part stage of the game, even though it's early in the space in a macro sense, we all understand proof of work is proven that it is not necessary to have that anymore. And that makes you think of this. This is David Morgan, the guy who said he's looked into it fairly deeply and sees the possibility of a digital US dollar being on the back of something like a XRP. also shows us here that the Gouda tulip bubbles, remember that? That was the first official bubble, financial bubble. And it's not just a bubble, as I said. It's not just a bubble for Bitcoin and these things like Ethereum. There's tech issues there. There's real tech issues there, and it's not just a bubble issue. So watch out, everybody. Make sure you know what you hold. Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum and the United General Secretary Antonio Guterres from the United Nations signed an agreement to accelerate their agenda to 2030 goal.
This afternoon, the Secretary General and Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum, will witness the signing of a memorandum of understanding on a strategic partnership between the UN and the World Economic Forum, which outlines areas of cooperation to deepen engagement between the two institutions and to jointly accelerate the implementation of the 2030 agenda. This afternoon,
there you have it right there. Things are moving forward, whether we like some of it or not. But let's see what's going on right here with new facts and information that it really becomes more damning for William Hinman. And I tell you, Ethgate just continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger. More facts linking Hinman to Ethereum very quickly. If you missed it over late last week, many Ripple investors didn't realize is the fact that Hinman's affiliation with Ethereum goes beyond being managing partner at Simpson Thacker, which we all knew. The SEC's former corporate finance director was managing partner of Shearman and Sterling San Francisco at Menlo Park offices prior to joining Simpson Thacker in 2000. Now, according to a Enterprise Ethereum Alliance report, Shearman Sterling officially became a member of the EEA and Legal Industry Working Group on August 14, 2017. Less than 3 months after the Hinman was appointed director of Division of Corporate Finance, but doesn't stop there. In the first month of Hinman's stint at the SEC, he proceeded to appoint Robert Evans III as deputy director in the agency's Division of Corporate Finance. Evans was also managing partner at Shearman and Sterling LLP before his appointment. While it's not clear whether Hinman and Evans collaborated to favor Ethereum over Ripple, there is a possibility of conflict of interest, which resulted in Ethereum becoming the undisputed second largest cryptocurrency by market cap. Meanwhile, less than a month before Hinman made the speech declaring Ethereum a non-security, Shearman and Sterling wrote about the regulatory scrutiny facing Ethereum and Ripple. The connections continue to become deeper and more disturbing. Now let's get a quick update on what's going on in the SEC versus Ripple case. Quick scheduling update here from Jim Filan. Thank you, Jim, so much. Ripple defendants' response to the SEC brief claiming the Hinman documents are protected by attorney-client privilege is due Friday, May 13th. The SEC's reply to the Ripple defendants' response is due May 18th. I don't know about you, but I can't wait for Friday. I'm not trying to wish a week away, but I definitely want to see that. Now, here's a great point. Knowing that we've had expert testimony put in on both sides of the fence, and of late, Dr. Albert Metz's testimony was submitted and allowed in even past the expert date. For discovery, I believe it was, they call it, through that expert discovery or whatever it's called. But however, Dr. Metz is going to have a very hard time proving that price is tied to positive announcements from Kanga Crypto here. It will be a disaster for Dr. Metz's theory, says Bill Belisarius, and shout out to both of them because it's absolutely true. We have good news jumping off all over the place for which you're about to see some, actually, and it's right here. And don't forget, Allbridge partners with On XRP to bring stablecoin assets to the XRP ledger. Essentially, what we're talking about here is together with On XRP, Allbridge will expand access to stablecoin assets on the XRP ledger. Our bridge solution will facilitate stablecoin transfers to On XRP's decentralized exchange, starting with Ethereum's USDT and multiple other stablecoin options in the future. I want to bring you down to this section right here. Allbridge is a simple, modern, and reliable way to transfer assets between different networks. It is a bridge between both the Ethereum virtual machine, EVM, and non-EVM compatible blockchains that aims to cover cover the layer 2 solutions and NFT transfers in the future. Allbridge's mission is to make the blockchain world borderless by providing a tool to freely move assets between various blockchains. I think at some point you're going to see a huge mass exodus off of these older blockchains that are having so many tech issues. Ethereum being one of them. I really do believe that. We've heard the founders. We've heard Vitalik Buterin and Joseph Lubin. I played it before for you. Say that it is not a scalable solution. They've said it out of their own mouth. You know what? Really quickly, we got time. Let me show it to you. You're going to want it. Don't believe it. It's still true. Let them tell you. Right here at the end.
Outside of the actual pure technology, we needed to build a trust foundation and figure out what we could build on top of that. Turns out we can build a financial
you're
plumbing
saying
layer.
That the concept of launching something that doesn't scale and then rebuilding it as
It
something
scales-
scalable
it
was
scales
in the
somewhat.
initial plans or initial
Yeah, we
thinking.
knew it wasn't going to be scalable for sure.
We knew it wasn't going to be scalable for sure. And Vitalik shaking his head, yes. This is what everybody's up in arms about, right? I tell you, know what you hold, ladies and gentlemen. Know what you hold. And again, just to get caught up where we are here, so Allbridge making major moves, and so is SBI Motor Japan now. A Tokyo-based Japanese used car exporting company has announced that it now accepts XRP and Bitcoin as payment options. Things just keep happening all over the place. It's going to be very hard for these experts, for the SEC, to correlate price action to the good news. Speaking of good news, we don't really have a lot, or do we? Because we're staring off the edge of a cliff right now. Shout out to Coins Kid. We're going to take a look at what's going on here. This is really calling all bulls. We are at one of those defining moments for crypto and investors. How long will you hold? How hard will you go? Right here, he's talking about Bitcoin about to end what he says is wave 4, ABCDE wave, sometime in May wave, and shoot to the new all-time highs, he says. Everyone is screaming 20,000 just like they were last year too. The January 24, $32,917 low has to hold to be valid. It is on the edge of a cliff right now for Bitcoin. There it is right there. So that's a key price that he's talking about to pay attention to right there for Bitcoin. But what about XRP? Coins Kid chimes in here and says XRP is sitting on the edge of 54 cents, and we think we saw it at 53. Cliff peering down. The last time XRP put in a 6 weekly red candles, like we're seeing right here, was way back in 2017, he says, and we all know what came next. He said, I can't be bearish until key support is lost. Sorry, not financial advice from me or anyone else. But here's what he's showing you here back in 2017. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and boom, right? And look at the time of year, and we're just past that actually, right? And we know we have a case in front of us now too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a 7th one starting here. If we lose that key support, it may be all bets are off. But if we don't, we may be saying a huge coil up happening here, getting ready to bounce off this support level. And who knows how far it could go. And you have to ask yourself, would that entail any kind of fundamental news to go with that in the chart? I do believe we're going to need some fundamental news to see a huge reaction. And that fundamental news doesn't have to just be from the case. It could be from multiple partners outside of the U.S. deciding to ramp up the volume and settlement using ODL with XRP. And that could drive price as well, couldn't it? So there's quite a few things to pay attention to out here as we move forward, but that's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Death by 1,000 cuts for Ethereum and William Hinman possibly as we stare off a crypto cliff that may take us to the mountaintop. I'll catch all of you on the next one.